I'm going to turn things over to Alex and Arthur. Of course, as you know, the last Saturday of every month, Fringe Radio presents G.A.M.E, and Movie Empire. You guys have a good Christmas?
Oh, yeah. It was a lot of
fun.
Did you get some cool games?
Yeah, actually. I got, Dragon Age Inquisition and Grand Theft Auto for PS4. Yeah. And we got tons of Steam games. Too many to count, really. But,
they own us.
They own us.
Well, it seemed like, wasn't there, and I don't want to take any spark away, wasn't there a big outage of, was it Xbox or PlayStation on Christmas morning?
Both of them, actually.
Yeah. Really?
So, yeah,
really?
For their what they used to have their players hook on the internet, there was a huge outage thanks to, there's nothing proven, but Lizard Squad, a hacker group, took credit for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll get all into that today. So.
All right, well, without any further delay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Arthur and Alex, and I'm waiting to hear about Peter and his information. Looks like we got a great show, as always, lined up. We had such good compliments about the one last month, and it's an honor to have you all in the studio, so go ahead and take it away.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction, Pat. Just for those who don't know, like he said, we are G.A.M.E and Movie Empire G.A.M.E. I'm Arthur. I'm here with Alex Watson.
Hey.
So tonight we have Peter Coffin here with us. We're going to be interviewing him. Also, we are going to be giving out some prizes. We have a copy of Dead Rising, a T-shirt, some Redbox giveaways. Also, we're going to have a secret word during the show, which you can use to get custom beanies from one of our sponsors, My Gamertag. And you can find him on his Etsy page, My Gamertag. So go ahead and check out his stuff and listen for the secret word. And on to you, Watson.
All right. Well, guys, we're really excited for the show. We got to get right into it because we got some awesome stuff for you. I'm going to introduce my friend, Peter Coffin. I'm going to read a little bit of his bio here. Peter Coffin is both a geek and a lightning rod. His perspective is always a little weird, and it seems to attract controversy. From gaming to social justice, he offers a unique, progressive, and satirical take on subjects that often get very typical treatment and you have to tell me what that word, because I actually just learned what it meant.
What word?
That word right there. The beautiful word.
Denizens.
Yeah, I love that word. I found out what it meant the other day. Denizens of the internet. You can watch.
It's like a citizen, kind of.
Okay, yeah, that's what I found out, which is awesome, and I think that's great that there's a word like that exists. So yeah, you can find his videos at youtube.com/Peter Coffin. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome our second guest to the show, Peter Coffin. Peter, welcome to G.A.M.E.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how's your month been?
So far, pretty good. We had a good Christmas.
Great.
If you saw my video, we had a Christmas.
Yes.
That was the idea there. We had a great, really goofy video.
Yes, definitely.
My brother Tyler actually did the video for us, but the song Patrick and I made, you know Patrick.
Love Patrick.
Mm-hmm. We ended up making a lot of meat and just had a nice day.
Right on.
Yeah. It was good.
That's perfect. So a little bit about how I came to know Peter. I know Peter's brother, Patrick. Patrick does most of the music for all of our videos, from You, Me, and Him, our little sitcom that we did, and basically all of our music he ends up doing. So he introduced us to Peter, and Peter is a phenomenal YouTuber, a phenomenal musician. I almost said magician. Not sure if that's true.
I am actually a phenomenal magician.
Okay, great.
Primary.
Yeah.
Over like the musician is a secondary skill.
Oh, really? See, I did. Good thing I did that. Awesome. Well,
I'm lying.
Okay. Well, perfect. So you could show us magic tricks here, and we'll just be like, "Oh,
no, I can't."
Okay," and no one will save, and then no one would know. So, anyway, awesome. So we're gonna get started. We have a bunch of questions for you. We hope people will call in and ask questions. You can also email us at watson@jwattproductions.com. That's Watson at JWAT, just one T, productions.com. And like we mentioned, we'll be giving out some awesome and free prizes here coming up. So if you have any questions, feel free to call in. And so let's get started. So first, we wanted to kind of go to your roots, and we wanted to see what made you who you are today, and what kind of like what gets your influences. So the first thing we want to talk about is what was the childhood like of Peter Coffin?
Well, we were pretty. I don't want to say poor, but I don't think we didn't have a lot of money. Despite that, I had a pretty good childhood, I think.
Okay. Where did you grow up?
Michigan, actually.
Michigan. Okay.
My family is from Michigan, which is like Canada, but not.
We're at Michigan, Peter.
It's I'm actually from Watervliet, Michigan.
Oh.
Which is, if you've ever heard of the city called Kalamazoo, it's about a half hour from
We had
there.
a summer home in Saugatuck.
Oh, yeah, that's not far from there either.
So, yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Did you ever go to
Chicago.
St. Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
By boat.
everybody from
By
Chicago
boat,
goes to St.
yeah.
Joe.
And by land.
By boat, by land, costs less than Chicago.
It does.
Yeah. Do you want to ask the next one?
Sure. We were just really curious about like some of your favorite video games and movies growing up.
Growing up, my favorite video game was definitely Sonic the Hedgehog. Period.
Nice.
Like, it's still my favorite video game. I should have worn my Sonic shirt today, to be honest. Not that anybody out there can see it.
Sure.
But it would have definitely answered the question before you asked it. Anyhow, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. When I was little, I was such a huge Sonic freak. I bought a bunch of, like, audio tapes and would record, like, endless amounts of, like, commentary on like Sonic levels. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I should never publish them because I listened to them like a couple years ago and I was like, this is terrible.
And how old were you when you
I
did
was
that?
like 6.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
this is like endless, like tapes and tapes and tapes talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. It was really lame. But
is really sweet.
yeah, first game I played though was Super Mario Brothers on the NES in 1988 or 89, I want to say.
Oh, wow. You remember.
That's when I was born, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of the old folks on the internet.
That's awesome. Do you still play those games today?
Oh, definitely. I prefer playing those games today. I'm one of those glory days people. I'm still trying to get a Wii U, to be honest.
Oh,
with you.
nice.
Yeah, they got the Mario Maker coming up.
Oh, that looks way
for
cool.
me, that's like going to be like a big deal.
Yeah,
You know, I was watching speedruns of Mario at work today.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Original Mario 1? Or what?
The original Mario, then Mario 3, then Mario World,
Mario World is in my opinion, the defining Mario
definitely,
game.
Definitely. And I was just thinking, like, with that Mario Maker, how cool would it be if someone was able to, like, recreate some of those
whole
original
thing, yeah.
games? Maybe they will.
I hope they will.
They'll try.
I hope. Here's what I really want out of it. I want like stuff that's just impossible. I really love like. If you've ever seen like people doing like, you can hack like Mario ROMs for emulators on the computer and make your own levels and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And people have made like ridiculous levels. I love watching people play these levels that you can't beat. It's just so funny.
Like the Impossible Mario and stuff, or is that different?
I think it's like I'm talking about like fan-made levels.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I know there's like a really popular game called Impossible Mario, which I think is online though.
It might be that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And like you're Mario, but literally like you jump one spot and the spikes come up, and you're like, okay. So then you jump over the spikes, but then all of a sudden the ground gives out, and you're like, how the crap do I beat this game?
I don't think it's that.
Okay.
I think that's actually like an original programming.
Oh, okay.
game.
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
Which, don't get me wrong, I like the fact that people do that too. I love fan games. Fan games are.
All right, and we are back, the Game and Movie Empire Show. If you're just tuning in, we are here with the legendary Peter Coffin, a YouTuber who has made it quite popular on said website. We were just talking a little bit about Peter and his influences, and we were in his childhood, and we weren't in his childhood. We were talking about his childhood.
We have technology no one else is aware of here.
Right, and we're just enjoying his childhood as we watch it. But
that sounds extra creepy.
yes, that does. So, But some people in the chat, if you jump onto our Facebook, which is facebook.com/G.A.M.E Productions, we have a chat going. You can find the link there. But we having a bunch of people ask questions there. You can also email us at watson@jwapproductions.com if you have any questions for him. You can also call in. I'm not going to make Pat do this again. Hold on, I saved it somewhere. Oh, I make Pat do it every time. What's the number, Pat?
801-254-5855, or if you're out of the country or out of the state, 1-888-919-2355.
Awesome. We wrote it down now, so I won't ask you again. So we were talking about his favorite video games growing up, and some of you, someone asked on the chat, Scott asked on the chat, who makes a better sidekick, Tails or
Knuckles.
Knuckles? Wow, sorry. Tails or Knuckles?
I will answer in a two-segmented answer. One will be modern era. The other will be 16-bit era.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
16-bit era, it's Tails, no question.
Okay.
Because Sonic can jump and grab onto Tails, and they can basically just fly around and do whatever.
Right.
Modern era, however, it's a little different. You have like Sonic Heroes in the new Sonic Boom game as well, where you can kind of switch back and forth between people. And Knuckles has strength and can do more kind of strength-oriented attacks, which if you're being attacked by a lot, that's definitely more useful than being able to fly, because if they've got guns, it doesn't really matter if you can fly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that is my condensed answer.
Gotcha.
I won't go into an extended answer.
Right. So back in the day, Tails was the better one, but now newer, it seems like Knuckles tends to be more.
Like they had on the 32X, which was the Genesis expansion thing.
Yes.
They had Knuckles Chaotix, and I would almost never play with Knuckles. I would always use other characters because they had different abilities. Knuckles alone is good. Really, in a team setting, not so much.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then there you go.
You get other stuff. I mean, that's not really a cool question to have such an extensive answer for.
No, I mean, it just means you're passionate about it. So, definitely. What about movies? What kind of movies did you like growing up?
I hate movies.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm joking.
I can't believe I believed you.
Movies I liked when I was growing up, like Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven and...
Awesome. Those were dark movies. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, really, both of those were dark movies.
For sure.
Land Before Time was super dark because, like, everybody was basically dead that they were looking for. Right. Pretty much.
And I mean, really, if you think about it, everyone you fall in love with is going to eventually die because they're dinosaurs.
That might be the point of it, but
you mean in real life?
Yeah.
In real life, yeah. We're not even talking about the dinosaurs. I didn't think we were talking about the dinosaurs.
So a lot of cartoons seem to be.
Yeah, cartoons. I don't really think I watched a lot of live-action movies. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Great. Yeah.
But I think I was already at least 10. When did that come out?
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
I think like 94.
Yeah, I was probably 10 at
the
time then, yeah.
Okay.
Around 10 at the time, so.
Awesome.
A lot of my formative process had happened already.
Okay. Gotcha.
Cool. And one thing that we wanted to know is, like, when did you get started with YouTube, or maybe more generally, when did you get started performing or
making
entertaining
videos type thing?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Well, I started making videos in 1999 with my friend Brian Foster, who also lived in Watervliet, Michigan. We kind of just did really stupid things. Like intentionally stupid, not just like, if you look back on it, I don't know that it really lived up to the quality of today. That's obvious. But we went for intentionally stupid.
Okay.
But I started on YouTube actually about a year after YouTube came on.
Oh, so you were fairly one of the first then.
Yeah, I was actually one of the first 50 partners on YouTube.
Oh, wow. So what drew you to YouTube?
Just some place to put videos. I didn't actually sort of think of it as what it was today. I thought, well, this is kind of a place where I can archive videos and use the embeds on my website and stuff like that. But that's not how stuff works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, YouTube has just came. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and my uncle was the first one who showed me YouTube, and I remember he showed me Harry Potter Puppet Pals. He showed me the evolution of dance,
Oh, man, Elusive Dance.
Yeah, and then some other stuff.
It's so lame to go, that brings me back, Elusive Dance.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
He's in the orange shirt, man.
I mean, yeah.
It's so weird that that's actually a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just really interesting how far we've come, and the fact that YouTube has now launched people into careers, or even some content that people make on YouTube is surpassing the stuff that's being made in Hollywood. Like, what are your thoughts on YouTube, where it started and where it is today, and what do you hope happens with YouTube?
That's a big question.
I know, that is.
Where it started, like I said, I sort of thought, well, this will be a place that I can put things and I can post them on other places on the internet.
Sure,
Whereas it's really the center of the internet. Like, you don't post things on the center. You hope that it does well on YouTube.
Yeah,
you hope that people on YouTube find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's just the opposite of what I thought.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, even like movie people nowadays, if you don't post videos on YouTube, like your trailers, I mean, people are like, well, where is it? You know? It's
like I've never heard of it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not on YouTube, it's not on the internet.
Yeah, it's true. That's actually, to a degree, very true.
Do you think someday it's going to become a big, huge money-making scam, though? Because it's like anything. You give it to them for free. Everyone is so addicted. You think one day Google's going to come out and say, hey, YouTube's really cool, $12 a month or something.
Nah, I don't. The reason for that is they make too much money off of it with it being free.
Yeah. Oh, that is
and they lose viewers, I think.
Like,
so.
What's his face? PewDiePie.
Yeah.
He makes $4 million a year, and that's his cut.
Yeah, that's
YouTube's Where do we sign up for that?
Yeah,
to do that.
I don't make lowest common denominator stuff every day. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So we actually have a few questions on the chat.
Really?
Yeah, Courtney, she's
There are
asking.
people actually interested in this.
Yeah.
That's great.
Courtney wants to know if there are any current gen consoles that you're playing. Also,
current as in like PS4, Xbox, Wii U.
She just says current, but
I'm assuming that's probably
around there.
I don't have that yet, actually. I'm really, really.
He's old school, as we established.
I'm trying to finish up Persona 4 on PS3 right now, which is actually a PS2 game, but
close enough.
We beat it. My wife and I kind of trade back and forth playing it. We beat it with the bad ending. We're trying to get the good ending now.
Awesome.
So we're gonna, I think in 2 weeks, get a Wii U.
Cool.
We're gonna start playing I'm gonna start recording games again. For a while, I had a Let's Play channel, Play with Peter, which was a pretty successful. Like, it was actually where the majority of my money was coming from on YouTube, but it seemed like a much, much smaller channel.
Sure.
But you put up videos every day, and people watch videos every day, and they go back through stuff that you've made. So it really, daily content often works better, but it's harder for me to be passionate about daily content because I was talking to you guys before the show. I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Sure.
It's very hard to just release stuff daily for me.
Yeah. And can people find the link to that channel on your
on any of my
channel?
stuff? Yeah,
okay.
Both of them.
Okay, so that's cool. So you heard it here. He's going to get back into that.
Yeah, I plan on actually starting January 1st, so I'm hoping
nice.
It's my New Year's resolution, my actual New Year's resolution. Before I came here, I posted a new video, which is a ridiculous New Year's resolution that involves the Matrix and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
Awesome.
And
I think I saw your script for that.
Yeah, probably. I posted it on Patreon.
Right.
Thanks for the seg, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Patreon is a great site.
Yeah. We'll get all into Patreon here. Was there another question on there?
Oh, well, they also wanted to know, Kylie wanted to know, like, what game besides Sonic most influences you as a person now?
Nowadays.
As a person now? That's a good question. Right now, I would say... I don't want to say Sonic again because that's pretty much the point of the question. But, like, that's the game that I keep going back to all the time. Maybe Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear. Okay.
Because, like, I went through Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty again just recently, maybe a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. Man, I love those games.
Are you interested at all in the newer ones?
I am actually. I have the HD collection, which is a bunch of them. I really want to play Revengeance, which I haven't bought that yet. I played the demo of it, and the gameplay in that is awesome. The one with Raiden and the sword gameplay.
Right.
I thought that was cool as crap.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it through the whole game, but I got a demo, and like I've played the demo like 8 times.
Yeah, I played it a lot too.
Slashing, it was so
just go
sweet.
through everything and just attack everything with the sword is so. It's just incredibly fun. And it's the Metal Gear story, so it's super hokey. But on top of that, it's fun.
You know, the thing with Metal Gear was my memory with Metal Gear is probably the coolest villain. And you might have to help me with the name. The coolest villain I ever fought was this boss. And I remember it was in middle school, and I was playing on my GameCube. So I had to be in 9th or something.
So this would have probably been Twin Snakes.
I think so.
Which is a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid.
And I remember I was playing, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I see you play a lot of Legend of Zelda and Animal Crossing." And I'm like,
that's
what?
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, that was crazy. and then like he was like, "Oh, your controller's not working," and I had to unplug the controller and plug it into the different ports. And that was the coolest. Like you weren't
it's
just
really
fighting
messing with
here.
you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The thing is when I first played that, like they didn't really do things, and they still don't, to be honest with you. Like do sort of subversive things with like the control schemes in games. And the first time I played that on the original PlayStation, I had no idea what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "What are you talking about my controller for, you stupid idiot?"
Yeah, exactly. And then and then it would like say, "Oh, you have to change over your HD," and you're like, "Wait, what?" And then the video components. It was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because like I said, it's subverting like what you think of a video game. And I love that kind of thing, and that's part of why I really like Nintendo consoles. I don't have the new Wii U, but I played it at a friend's house, and I've played it in the store, the tablet controller. They haven't really taken advantage of it enough, but like what's possible with that, I think, is like one of the coolest things. I don't understand why they haven't taken advantage of it, to be honest with you. It seems like, I have a huge touchscreen on my controller. Like, there's so many things you could do with it, and they haven't really done a lot of it.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I agree. You know, one thing that you were making me think of is one game I really loved was in the Phantom Hourglass. I don't know, have you played that?
The Zelda game, right?
Yeah, it's a DS one.
Yeah, I have not played that one yet.
Well, there's this moment on it where one of the characters, like, the DS has a microphone on it, if you don't know, and one of the shopkeepers is like, "Hey, if you yell really loud, I'll give you a discount." And so, here I am yelling at my DS. Cool. But then he just laughs at you and is like, "Ha ha ha, I made you look like an idiot in public."
Yeah. That's great.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Well, we just got a 3DS, so I'm going to have to get that.
Oh, yeah, that's probably something I'm going to get. I'll probably get a 3DS, and then once the new Zelda comes out, I'll probably get a Wii U and then
oh my
catch
gosh,
up on
have
that.
you seen the footage of that? It's amazing looking.
Yes, I am so excited.
I saw that. I was like, what are they doing? This is great.
I know, and like jumping off the horse and then going in slow motion. And
apparently that was gameplay. That was not a cinema. That was apparently gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like, the camera movement and what was happening is like, what is going on here?
It's beautiful. I'm so excited. We have a couple questions on here, but we'll get to those in a second. We kind of want to get back to the YouTube aspect, but don't worry, we'll be getting more with your questions here in a second. Thank you for being on the chat. So, who are your inspirations of specifically YouTube, if any? Who are some of the people that you think are talented on YouTube?
Recently I've kind of gotten friendly with a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Mann, who is known as Song a Day Man. And if I were to probably say somebody is great, it's that guy. He's doing a song a day, every day. He's done like over 2,100 songs every day on YouTube. I don't know how. Again, we were talking about this earlier. I'm a huge perfectionist, and I do not know how anybody can do that.
Wow, that's awesome.
And they're mostly good. Like, sometimes it's like, you maybe had a little of an off day.
Yeah, sure.
But when you're doing it every single day, it's like, I can't write a song in weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, when I write songs, I take my time, and I choose every word super carefully. And the funny thing is when you listen to this guy's songs, it sounds like he did that, but he didn't.
Totally. Yeah, did we have
Other
another...
people, like, there's one of my friends is a Let's player named Zach Scott. He's really good as well. He's very funny. He recently passed 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how. Like, it's really hard to get subscribers on YouTube now. It used to be a lot easier because there wasn't really so many people on it competing for it, but now there's a lot of competition.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. I am Arthur, and I'm here with Watson and Peter Coffin from YouTube, famous YouTube star. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
That's a big statement.
Well, for
I
those...
don't make $4 million a year.
Well,
After tonight, you will.
No.
all right. Where were we?
Well, we were talking about YouTube, and you were talking about your influences. We kind of want to go a little more in depth. What's the first step when it comes to you and making videos? What inspires you to be like, oh, okay, that's a good idea? Or what's the first step in you wanting to make a video?
Well, it's usually like conversations I have with people, just kind of talking about things that are going on.
Okay.
Whether it be, I'm trying to not be as topical as I once was. I kind of am trying to take on things that are larger issues than just like, this week Kim Kardashian did this. But like, it's just kind of like stuff that I believe or stuff that I think about often, or end up having discussions about with people.
I gotcha.
A lot of that is kind of where everything is coming from nowadays. A lot of it is also just keep continually hearing over and over things that are really getting irritating. It's like, maybe I should cover that.
Want to take a call?
All right, yeah, we got a caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
How are you tonight, guys?
Hey, doing
Good.
great. How are you, sir?
Good. This is Bill in New York. I have a
great.
couple of questions. Did you guys see the interview? And what were your thoughts?
We did see the interview, Bill, and I think you called in last time, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
sound
Thank you for
familiar.
calling us back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I really loved it, but I think we really want to wait until after Peter.
No. It's okay to like it.
No, I don't mean.
Well, let's
because
get what Peter's thoughts are about it. So, Bill, we are going to focus heavily on that in the second part of our show, but let's get what Peter's thoughts were about it. What do you think, Peter?
For me, like, I thought it was a lot. Like, for one, this is what I said on Twitter. I thought it was going to be just an utter disaster. And it wasn't an utter disaster. There was a lot of problems with it. I think that there was a lot of things that they could have done different. I thought it was kind of weird that they criticized Korean patriotism and not American patriotism. I think it was kind of weird that they criticized a lot of things in Korea that have a mirror here.
Right.
And just, it was basically America's awesome, which, not that it isn't awesome, it's just there's a lot of things that we do that they were criticizing North Korea for.
Sure. What did you think of it, Bill?
Well, you know what? Actually, I think they could easily have created a fictitious country and a fictitious world leader that would have been similar to, people would obviously have made the connection, but to do that so bluntly and have him like the focus of the movie, I think that was a little... I think it was distasteful in a way. Because if it was reversed, if somebody did a movie about a comedy parody on our president, I don't think we'd like it too much either.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point.
And that also brings up, what did you think of Team America?
I have not seen that.
Oh,
That's the one with the
same
puppetry,
thing.
right?
Yeah, they did the same thing, but it was a lot more critical of the United States than the other movie. So I feel like it kind of really depends. Obviously, it's a little bit distasteful to do something like that.
Yeah. And you think, you guys, you're familiar with the YouTube, obviously. Do you think that the people that are purchasing this on YouTube are in risk of getting hacked?
I doubt it.
It would take a lot of fire. I guess there's a risk in anything, but I mean,
anytime you're on the internet, you're at risk
Yeah,
of getting hacked.
your information is being turned over to a lot of people. But I think for that to be a big issue, there's several services that have to be hacked. It would have to be Google Wallet. It'd have to be YouTube. It'd have to be like several different things. It's not just as simple as downloading a list of people that rented the interview.
yeah.
It's getting all the information on the credit cards and all the personal information.
Yeah.
And a general question to all three of you. What game do you guys look forward to playing in 2015?
Splatoon.
Splatoon. I don't even think I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
That is it's a like a competitive third-person shooter game where you shoot paint for the Wii U.
Oh, right, and and then you can swim
Or
in
ink,
the ink
sorry.
or whatever.
Yeah, not paint, ink.
Ah, okay.
Squid people, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that to me looks like one of the most interesting games to come along in quite a while.
Gotcha. As for me, number one game that I know of since it's going to come out is the new Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Or they haven't announced it yet, so I can't say if it's official, but if they do Red Dead Redemption 2, I would really enjoy that game.
What about the new Battlefield?
I'm not a huge fan on the Battlefields.
What about the new Battlefront?
There we go.
Yeah, that's...
Star Wars
And,
Battlefront.
Also, I'm curious what they're going to do next with Resident Evil.
I don't know. People have been a little mixed with how they feel about Resident Evil. I really enjoyed them up until 5. I hadn't played 6, actually. But it was such a mishmash of, like, action and horror and different things. I think they just kind of have to pick something and go with it.
Well, there's a game that I just recently played, and I hope they make a sequel to it. A lot of people may not be too interested because it was kind of more of a strategy game. But the Alien Isolation game I thought was good.
Oh, Alien Isolation. I really did enjoy I've played, I haven't beaten it, but we've played a good halfway through it. And it was intense.
Terrifying.
It was terrifying.
I really want to play. I don't have any next-gen system.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah?
I don't want to give it away, but there definitely needs to be a sequel to that game.
Oh, cool. That's good to know. Well, I'm excited for that.
Thank you guys for giving me the time to speak there. I'm sorry that I put you off a little topic, but
No, that's fine.
Maybe I'll call in later.
No, please do.
Thank you, Bill.
Great show, guys, and congratulations on the new show.
Thank you. You have a good one, Bill.
Take care, Bill.
Yep, keep warm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bill's cool.
Bill is cool.
It was cool.
And he's from New York, and if you don't think he's cool, he'll probably kill you.
Oh,
I don't know.
A lot of deaths in New York over being cool or not. Can see the
No,
statistics.
Bill's a good guy.
Next question.
Next question.
That one or that one? You go for it.
All right. So let's talk about some of your more popular YouTube videos
Sure.
and songs, and I guess what you think about them, and maybe what you think, why it appeals to people.
That's probably an interesting subject.
Yeah.
Some of my more popular ones, I really dislike.
No, that's good. I think that's good for the people to know about. So tell me. I think by doing some research on your channel, one that I watched was like you took a Snuggie commercial and you made it into something interesting. You should explain.
Basically, just subverted it. Like took what was going on and tried to kind of make the voiceover, because that's what the Snuggie commercials were. They were these weird blankets that were basically had sleeves, right? Mm-hmm. And I took the commercial, which is a voiceover over people in these things, which really I don't know how you make a commercial for that. Like the fact that they did it at all is actually somewhat amazing.
Right.
But basically I used the narration to try to make it seem like other things were happening in it. And bear in mind, this is, I think, 2008, so I don't remember it entirely.
Right, sure.
But I do remember liking that one.
Cool. And it has close to 1 million views and stuff, and it's super funny. I really, really liked that one. And then another one of your really popular videos is where you took a Twilight trailer and you put, I believe it's your mouth,
It is my
over
mouth,
their
yeah.
mouths,
Yeah.
and then talked as if you were
can
there.
tell
That
by
was
the
so
busted
funny.
teeth.
Awesome. Yeah. Why did you want to make something like that?
Just because Twilight annoys me. Like, it was such an annoying thing that it's like, oh, let's take something cool like vampires and ruin it.
Well, you showed Twilight.
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
You know, and we're going to probably talk a little bit about it, but these movie trailers, like Star Wars, everybody was waiting for the new Star Wars movie. Everybody was waiting for the new Terminator Genesis, all this stuff. What do you think about all these people that are out there putting it like, here's the official Warner Brothers trailer, and you get out there and you realize, and some of them, I mean, obviously people are generating looks. Mm-hmm. I mean, hundreds of thousands, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's chopped up from 4,
Yeah.
Is that seems to be
that drives me nuts.
Yeah, okay.
I absolutely can't stand that.
I have two exceptions when it comes to that. And sorry, and then you know way more than me. The only time I won't get pissed off is it actually is a fan-made and not taken from something else.
And not labeled
and
official.
Not labeled, yeah. And like, I don't mind if they put official blah, blah, blah trailer and then in fan-made.
As long as it's flagged fan-made, I'm significantly less annoyed by it.
Or it's a funny parody of something, especially if it was like Twilight. If they're like, official spoof trailer, oh, that would be awesome. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It just drives me nuts when people say something's official and it's not official. Yeah. It's something that they did. For a while before YouTube this is kind of when it was Frontier YouTube, they didn't specifically say that in their rules that you had to categorize things properly. So a lot of people were making like song parodies and trailer parodies and putting them in pets and animals or in something that it would get a lot of, like it would seem like, let's say I get 10,000 views, it's going to be at the top of that category.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's in the wrong category.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at that point in time, now it's very different. The pets and animals category is very competitive and impossible to get to the top of. But at that point in time, nobody cared.
And then there's people that just flat out steal the movie steal the whole trailer from Warner Brothers YouTube channel and put it on their own just to get money and views. And
Tracy writes in another question for you while we're on the YouTube thing. She said, can any of the guys talk about for a long time you saw all these cool-looking things on YouTube and it turned out to be a Rick Astley video?
Rickrolling. Oh, my gosh, I love Rickrolling.
Yes.
That was a fun thing to do.
Please, go ahead.
Well, that's something that the Coffin family enjoys, is sending each other things. And we don't do it anymore, obviously, because it's been overdone at this point. But it used to be really funny to kind of like say things were something, and then they were just Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down.
It was basically a prank that, for some reason, really took off.
Yeah.
For a long time, like almost anything that you wanted would be a Rick Astley video.
Yeah, I remember as a kid just trying to look up like funny videos, and then it would be like the best fight you've ever seen, and then you click on it.
Before they had custom thumbnails, they would insert like footage into a certain spot in the video because they knew that it'd trigger the thumbnail.
Yes,
it was just so good. I loved.
Or the other thing you see a lot of is like, and here's an alternate ending to Star Wars 3, and it just everything blows up in the end.
Yeah, exactly. That was yes, trying to get in on that. Yeah.
Or the how it should have ended.
Yes.
You ever seen any of those?
Oh, I love those.
What now? I'm sorry.
How it should have ended.
Yeah, those
are great. I like those a lot. And then it's funny that she mentions that because we made a YouTube. We also have a YouTube channel. J.A.M.E. Productions.
Yay!
Yeah. And we actually made a parody about that and about how people try and put hot women in their thumbnails when they're not even actually in the video, or
people do that?
Oh yeah.
and
things like that. We actually just posted it on the chat, and we'll post it on our Facebook. You can take a look at it. It's fun.
Yeah, and speaking of those of you who are just coming in, we have a chat going at GameandMovieEmpire.com. Just scroll to the very bottom of the page. You'll find the link. Definitely, but though, join us. Ask Peter some questions. Ask us some questions.
Yeah, we're about to take. I believe we're about to take a break here in a couple minutes. So we're about to get into some juicy stuff. with Peter. That sounds, as you hear the giggles.
You keep managing to come up with ways to say things that just sound wrong.
Right, definitely. And I apologize for that. We have about like a couple minutes. One of the things I wanted to ask you, what's the video? What video? And maybe it wasn't a specific video, but when was like a moment that you started to realize, oh, people are watching my stuff. Oh, people are subscribing.
I made a parody of Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl," which was "I Kicked a Girl," which was kind of making fun of like domestic abusers and like saying these are awful people. Because that's the kind of angle I don't try to take, like attack women type angle. Like that's funny. They get hit.
Yeah.
I try to go after the right people.
Sure.
But when I did that, that video for some reason just got a ton of views. I was out here actually visiting my brother when that took off. It didn't take off right away. It took maybe a week or so. I was out here at the time. I lived in Michigan still. I was out here visiting Patrick, and it was getting like hundreds of views every time I refreshed it. I was like, what is going on here? And obviously that doesn't happen at this point. It's very hard to do something like that now. Like, it's very competitive on YouTube. But at that point, it was kind of like, there are hundreds of people watching this every minute.
Awesome.
It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that is awesome. Okay.
And, that kind of just spiraled into a few of my videos doing well. And I started getting more subscribers. And then I was asked, because I knew the person, Annoying Orange on YouTube,
course,
right?
Yes.
The gentleman who makes that is named Dane Bodekeimer, and I know him from before YouTube, and he asked me to go on there, and I thought that was very neat, for one. But for two, that kind of really generated a lot of people looking at my stuff, and that kind of...
What did you play on an Annoying Orange?
I was Onion.
We're talking to Onion. From the Annoying Orange. Holy cow.
Onion talk like this. Something like that. I don't remember.
Awesome.
You have to remember I'm kind of going off of not stuff that's from many years ago.
Right, definitely.
But Onion sort of talk like this, I think.